Hi, my name is Jada, and welcome to a special Youth News Network presentation on entrepreneurship and financial literacy. I'm here with Alan.
Hello.
How you doing? And I'm here with Nija.
Hello.
So, as an entrepreneur myself, I know that building a brand is a very big first step. So, how did you guys do it? What are some strategies that you know? Like, what was your easiest way to start a business and your brand?
Would you like to go first?
Oh yeah, I'll go first. So number one thing I'll say social media. Social media is like the number one target, at least I believe so, for getting your brand out there, promoting, giving out free samples, stuff like that. Because if you give it out, they'll come back if they like it, you know what I'm saying? And what I also was doing too, besides social media, going door to door.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah.
You know, going door to door, because how they gonna know if I don't put myself out there?
Yeah.
Definitely.
The hustle and bustle, I like that.
Yeah.
I think for me, one of the things that stood out when I was building my brand was really trying to have a vision for what we're building way before we even get started. So that way we know like what we're building towards and we can actually use the steps to get where we want to go.
Oh, definitely. Identity was a big first step for mine. Being an artist myself, I have to not just sell what I draw for people, but myself. Like, I have to show them that this is who I am, this is what I draw. Social media is a big thing.
Right.
I know a thing that I did, I would make stickers. You just put them around everywhere. Has your little Instagram handle, has your name. They're automatically searching for you because they're like, oh, that's neat. I like that. Going to different like job fairs, introducing yourself, having booths, because I know I just did an art show and I got so much like foot traffic just from people at least looking at my work. And I feel like that's the foundations that you need to start building your brand.
Absolutely. Yeah, the more comfortable you get showcasing your brand, the more places you can talk about it and people can see it, the better off you'll be.
I like what you said about the flyers.
Ooh, yeah.
When you're doing that, that's what I did too. Like I made flyers, had my name on it, passing them out like big flyers, and also describing what my cleaning product does. So you don't have to ask, well, what does it do? Boom, it's already right here for
It's
you.
right there
Listing everything, so you don't even have to.
Definitely. It's quick, it's snappy. They're like, it's eye-catching, so they know like, okay, they can equate you with the brand, because half the brand is what you create, the other half is you selling it
Right.
yourself.
And if your brand can speak for itself, you know, when your audience, whoever you're targeting towards, can take away what you want them to take away, whatever it's a feeling, it's an idea, it's a purpose, if they can take that away from your logo, the colors, the scheme, and just how you communicate it, you're already one step closer to where you want to be, I think.
Oh, definitely. And I think the other big part of it too is not just when you're creating your own brand to figure out your identity, but to look at other competitors. How did they do it?
Right.
What were the strategies that worked for them? And how can I be different? Because two people can sell the same thing, but if one identity and brand is stronger, that's how you know it's standing out. Because people immediately think, what's a natural cleaning product? Oh, Norton's.
Right.
Not something else that's like a Walmart or this or that, because you've been able to successfully build what your brand identity is.
Especially in my case, being that it's so many other cleaners. My thing was, what can I do to get my cleaner to stand out? What can I create? So the logo was the bunny. Like when you look at it, you see a nice, soft
Memorable.
bunny, like and it's pink.
Yep, the
What-
colors are pastel, very
Right.
inviting.
So I try to do something that was different because you could use so many other cleaning products. Why choose me? Why give it? You know what I'm saying? Why choose my cleaning product? So what she said was right. Like having different,
Different reasons.
Yes.
Absolutely. And that bright pink, I mean, that's going to stand out
Yeah,
when you
the
see
pink.
it. So it all works together for sure.
Definitely. What do you guys think are some challenges that you face when building your brand, or just think of like the idea and concept of a brand in general?
Ooh, sure. I think immediate challenges come with first understanding a clear vision. Like you said, what makes you different than all the other competition, and like why you're into it. And so when you can answer that for yourself, I think it's a good place to start. But it's a tricky question to answer for a lot of people. They know that they want to do it. They know that it's really fun and passionate. They're passionate about it, but they can't exactly nail what they're going to do differently than the competition. And I think it's a really important question to answer early on.
Very true, very true.
I pick up back up for what you said a little bit. What was the question?
Oh, like what some challenges that you just think of when creating a brand or like starting off that brand identity search?
That's a good, like what he said, that is a hard, tough question. It depends on who you are too, because a lot of challenges that you face, for us, you kind of relate being a woman. Like that's another one thing too, is like
Yeah.
they look at it like, oh, who's the owner of the company? Who am I dealing with? And then that kind of could like, it'd be a good thing or a bad thing. So that kind of based off what the challenges, that was one of the hard things for me. And then, being you know, how we look, African American.
Oh,
like
definitely.
that's really one of the biggest challenges. Oh, you're a woman and you're African American. Why do I want to buy this product for? You know, we already face a lot of challenges, but that's one of the biggest challenges that you can say that we face.
Yeah.
Definitely, you just had a great point because a lot of my art, as was shown in the pictures, I draw a lot of POCs. I draw different skin tones, different cultures. So I'm not going to deprive myself of that. They're going to know right off the bat, not just from how I look, but how I draw, that I am a minority. This is what you get when you buy my products. So that's definitely a difficult challenge that people have to overcome. Also, like you were saying, Alan, narrowing down what you specifically want to do, because especially as an artist, they'll be like, well, yeah, you can draw, but this person can do it cheaper. This person also draws it. So you have to find a way to stick out, whether it be how you proceed with your clients, how you draw, how you just initiate yourself and deal with dealings of also being a minority in an artist space. Or I know another thing specific to my field is that I have to narrow down how I speak of certain things, because in art, there's all these terms and I talk to an artist and they know it. I talk to a client, they're just like, oh, okay. Can you just like make it blue? So you're like, you have to switch from actual employer mode to, oh yeah, hi, I'm speaking to you. Here's what you're gonna do, and you gotta lay it out so they know the process and know who they're working with.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, catering towards our audience. I mean, that's part of why I love business so much. I mean, of course, like you mentioned, there's gonna be stereotypes and challenges to overcome, but at the end of the day, you know, you can't sell something that you can't communicate to your clients. And so that's part of the fun that I love about business and marketing in general, is how do you answer questions that your customers don't even know to ask yet, right? And get ahead of those kind of things. And so that's when you get into the fun stuff about branding and you know, what message you want to send to them. And then if you can communicate, and then they have these, you can really dive into it with like multi-channel strategies and which age demographic are you targeting. But at the end of the day, it's just about how do you communicate what it is you do and what you're selling to the people you want to get it to. So that's it's a challenge, but I love it.
Oh, definitely.
To piggyback off of that, what you said, more of the challenges, talking to your customers. I really don't the biggest challenge is for my customers is understanding what I'm trying to sell them, or understanding what's in the product, or what does it clean. Right. So that's one of the harder challenges I feel like I would face, but it's not too hard because, like I said, the advertisement, I could just show them what it is on there, but it's not really many challenges I face with my customers, really.
Yeah, I mean, with a product like yours that's so versatile, I think part of it is like explaining all of it that it can do and trying to like get into like a bite-sized little elevator pitch. So yeah, I mean, you have the same problem, but like on the opposite side of the spectrum.
Right,
so.
absolutely.
Where your product does a lot, and then you have to tell them, okay, it can specifically help you with that one. For mine, as I mentioned before, in art, and especially in like graphic design, illustration, there are so many technical terms. So when someone says, hey, I want you to draw me a flower, my first thought is, okay, what's the perspective? What's the hex code we're using? What's the color? Like all these different terms where some businesses know what I'm talking about. Others are just people who are like, can you just draw me something really nice? And that's fine too. They don't need to know all the technical terms, but I need to make sure to take what their vision is and then translate that into technically how I would achieve that. And then that goes through different iterations. I have to get critiques. I have to show them and be like, what do you want me to change? Or how about we go in this direction? Really, truly help them, like you said, answer a question they don't know that they're asking.
Yeah, and so I'm curious. So when it comes to when you get clients that you don't exactly, or they don't exactly know how they want it to look at, how does that affect your like pricing strategy and that sort of thing? Like now that you have to not only do the actual project, but also build the project for them as well.
It goes mostly by what we do artist-wise, that we have a set base for everything. Sure. And then depending on the time it'll take, because we give effort for everything, and then depending on the time and when they need it by and what strategies you're going to use, that's when all the other little pieces start coming into play.
I see. So that you explain that to them ahead of time.
Yeah, definitely. So they know what we're working for, and because we want them to leave with what they want, not to really be like worried about the price as of yet, but also do know that, hey, certain things will take longer, thus this will affect how we're going to price things.
Sure.
So do you guys feel like pricing is a hard challenge to face when it comes to pricing, or telling your customers what the pricing is, or do they ever like give you like feedback on?
I would say so, yes, because at the end of the day, when you're building a brand, we're building something to sell. This isn't entrepreneurship after all. So you got to make sure that what you're doing is reasonably priced to them, and also reasoning price where you still can make a profit at the end of the day and continue doing what you love.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially it's in a field like art related. I mean, fortunately, you have the benefit of kind of comparing, you know,
Right.
what your product, where it is, and who you're targeting. But in fields a little more like ambiguous, like art, you know, the value of it is subjective and determined by literally your audience. So
You can make your own price pretty much. You put your price on what your work is. You could pretty much make your
Exactly.
own price.
and it's
The
going to be
media.
worth whatever they want to pay
That's
for
what I'm
it.
saying.
There you go.
Yeah.
And of course, that's all the time we really have for this segment. But if you guys would like to be a part of the conversation, please follow us at WatchYNN. Thank you.